All right, welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Yeah, excited to be here.
Today we're diving into the world of low investment business ideas.
Oh,
Yeah, we found this video transcript that's just jam-packed full of them.
awesome.
And it's really interesting. The tone of this whole thing is very much like a motivational, almost like pep talk for entrepreneurs.
Like you can do it?
Yeah. So we figured we'd sift through, see which ones are really intriguing, and then, analyze them, see how they hold up in today's world.
Yeah, see if they actually make any sense.
Exactly.
If they're practical.
So first one that really caught my eye was all about this like boom in online shopping and how that's kind of rippling out and affecting the world of logistics and delivery.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right. It's kind of like it even pointed out that like Amazon, these huge companies,
Right.
they're even turning to subcontractors
I've heard about that.
to like handle all this demand for like super speedy delivery.
Wow.
So I was curious to get your take on that. Like, what kind of opportunity
Yeah, for sure.
does that open up, for the little guy?
So it's interesting because what you're seeing now is this move away from the traditional model of having these big centralized delivery networks
Right.
to something that's much more decentralized, much more agile.
Okay.
Almost like a hyper-local approach to logistics.
Yeah.
Where you can have smaller players carving out these niches,
Mm.
maybe offering specialized services, focusing on particular geographic areas.
So you're saying like instead of like going head to head with like Amazon, you could be like the go-to delivery service for your neighborhood.
Exactly.
Or like local businesses or something like that.
Exactly. Or like farmers markets, things like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, where you're really focusing on that
Hyper-local.
hyper-local aspect.
Yeah.
And it ties into this whole thing we see with the gig economy.
Okay.
Yeah. More and more people are looking for these flexible, independent work arrangements.
Right.
And for an entrepreneur, what that means is
Yeah.
you have access to this pool of potential delivery partners without the overhead of traditional employment.
So like less risk for the person starting out, for the business owner.
Exactly.
But I do wonder like about the flip side of that for the folks who are like actually doing the deliveries.
Yeah.
Like that flexibility can be great, but is there a cost that goes with that?
Right. You've hit on a really crucial point there.
Yeah.
Because with the gig economy come both opportunities, but also some real challenges, right? Like the lack of traditional job security, benefits, those sorts of things.
Oh,
so
right.
it's vital, I think, to think about the ethical implications
For sure.
of this model.
Absolutely.
Advocate for fair compensation, worker protections as this sector grows.
Yeah, we got to make sure everyone benefits, right? Not just the folks at the top.
For sure.
Okay, so moving on from delivering packages to delivering experiences,
Interesting.
specifically in the world of tourism.
Okay.
This source basically said, like, hey, if you live in a tourist hotspot, you should take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But they went a step further and they said, like, what's really, like, the secret sauce is when you can combine a basic service, but with this unique tourism twist.
Okay.
So they gave this example of, like, catering service, but specifically focused on providing, like, low-cost local food.
That's interesting.
But for tourists.
Okay.
And I thought, that's a really cool way to, like, think outside the box.
It is, and it really plays into this trend we see more broadly with travel. It's getting more and more personalized.
Okay.
People want experiences.
Yeah.
It's not just about seeing the sights.
Right.
It's about having authentic, immersive encounters. They want to go beyond just the typical tours and things like that.
So, like, it's not just offering the service, it's, like, curating an experience. Right. So, like, what would be, like, some examples of, like, how someone could do that?
Well, think about guided tours.
Yeah.
But tours that focus on niche interests.
Okay.
Like maybe it's local art, maybe it's street food, maybe it's urban gardening, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Something that really speaks to a specific interest group.
Okay.
And then also thinking about
Yeah.
common traveler problems and how you can solve those in creative ways.
Oh, interesting.
Like maybe it's luggage storage solutions.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Or personalized city guides, based on individual preferences.
Oh, I like that.
Things like that.
Yeah.
So it's really about finding those unmet needs
Right.
and filling those gaps in a way that's practical, but also memorable.
Yeah, so they go home and tell their friends, like, oh, you got to check this out.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
And a key part of this, I think, is that element of affordability, especially with, younger travelers, backpackers.
Right.
People are looking for those budget-friendly ways to experience a destination.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, now, going global, international trade,
right.
the source here basically said, like, find something cheap and readily available in your country. Sell it somewhere else where it's in high demand.
Okay.
Or vice versa.
Makes sense in theory.
Right. Like, is it really that simple?
Yeah.
In today's world?
Well, the internet has really changed the game.
Okay.
It's democratized international trade to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You have these online marketplaces, drop shipping models, digital marketing tools.
Right.
It's lowered the barriers to entry for entrepreneurs who want to, tap into those global markets.
Think about like Etsy, all these crafts people from all over the world reaching customers everywhere.
Absolutely. So on the one hand, you could be creating products, selling them globally.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, you could also be sourcing, unique products from other countries.
Interesting.
Bring those into your own market.
Okay.
The key is like identify a need, a gap, right?
Yeah.
And then using the tools of the internet to kind of bridge that gap.
Make it happen.
Exactly.
Okay. But I do think there are like challenges though.
Yeah.
Right? Like, navigating customs, international shipping, quality control. When you're like getting stuff
huge,
from overseas, how do you make sure it's
right. And that's where, research, planning, due diligence, all of those things become really important.
Yeah, you got to do your homework.
But the potential rewards can be significant.
Absolutely.
If you're willing to put in the work
and
navigate those complexities.
All right, moving on to something I think we all love.
What's that?
Surprises.
Oh, yeah.
The source was like so enthusiastic about subscription boxes.
I can see why.
Right, and I get it because it's like built-in excitement.
The anticipation.
Yeah, delivered right to your door.
Right to your doorstep.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think is driving like the popularity of these?
So the subscription box model, I think, it's really captured the attention of both consumers and entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because for businesses, it's recurring revenue.
Right.
And for the subscriber,
it's
that joy of anticipation, discovery.
Yeah, that element of surprise.
Yeah, and the source even gave this example of, like, boxes filled with Japanese candy.
Oh, yeah.
Or Mexican sweets for a global audience.
I love that.
And I thought, wow, that's such a cool way to experience a different culture from the comfort of your own home.
Right, like a little like mini vacation.
Exactly, in a box.
Okay, so, but it seems like it's like pretty competitive these days.
It has become quite competitive, so to really stand out, you need a strong niche.
Okay.
You need a compelling value proposition.
So it's not just like throwing a bunch of rando stuff in a box and calling it a day.
No.
Yeah.
You've got to carefully curate those items.
Yeah.
You're telling a story with them. You're creating an experience that resonates with your audience.
Okay. So it's like very intentional.
It is.
And it doesn't even have to be like physical goods, right?
No, not at all. Like, what about
you? Could have subscription boxes for digital content.
Oh, interesting.
Personalized services, curated experiences, all sorts of things.
Wow, that's really broadens the possibilities.
It does, and it speaks to this larger trend. Consumers, they value convenience. They value personalization.
Yeah.
And they like that element of surprise. Right, so we've got packages, experiences, global trade, boxes of delightful surprises.
That's quite a list.
What's next on this entrepreneurial journey?
What else do we have?
So this one's called the source calls it the flat rate online store.
Okay.
And it's pretty much what it sounds like. Everything in the store is the same price.
Interesting.
Regardless of what it is.
Wow.
So they give this example like a clothing store.
Okay.
All shirts are $5, all pants are $25, and so on.
Okay.
I've never heard of this before. What do you think?
It's certainly unconventional.
Yeah.
It's got potential benefits. It's got potential challenges.
Okay.
On the one hand, it's extremely simple for customers.
Yeah.
No need to compare prices.
Right.
No complicated discounts, promotions.
Very transparent.
Just very clear, straightforward pricing.
Yeah, I could see that being appealing, especially in a world where we're like bombarded with choices.
Right.
And like, flashing lights and all these deals.
Yeah. It can create a sense of fairness, I think, transparency. But the challenge, of course, is how do you actually price these diverse items in a way that makes sense for your business? Yeah. Because some things are, like, obviously going to cost more to produce. Exactly. Some products are going to be more profitable than others. Right. You have to think carefully about your inventory. Okay. Your pricing strategy. So it's like finding that sweet spot. It is, yeah. Where, like, the simplicity of it aligns with, like, you can actually make money. Exactly. Right. And I think this model might be particularly well-suited for those really niche markets. Okay. Where a clear value proposition and a streamlined customer experience are really key differentiators. Makes sense. Yeah. Okay, now this one hits close to home for me. All right. Gaming arcades. Okay. Now, the source acknowledged that, like, the classic arcade, has seen a decline. Seen better days. Right. Yeah. But they offered this modern twist on it that I thought was really intriguing. Okay, I'm curious. Yeah, so it's all about tapping into, like, that power of nostalgia, but using technology to create these new and engaging experiences. I like that. Right, so they highlighted, like, VR arcades. Yeah, makes sense. Where you pay, per time, per experience. Right. Retro gaming lounges that are using emulators. I've seen those. Right, to bring back all those classic games. Yeah. And they even mentioned this real-world example. Oh, cool. This pinball-only arcade in New York City. Wow. That charges $15 an hour and is constantly packed. That's awesome. Yeah, so it's like, it shows there's a market for this. There is. This kind of like nostalgia-driven. Yeah, it seems to be a broader trend, these nostalgia-driven businesses. Yeah. They're finding success by appealing to these older audiences. Right, who want to relive their childhood. Exactly. But then also these younger generations who are like discovering these things for the first time. For the first time. Yeah, and it's like, it's about creating that social experience that you can't really replicate at home. At home, right? Yeah. It's about, like, being with your friends, sharing these memories, maybe discovering a new favorite game. Exactly. And that pay-per-hour model, I think, is a really smart idea. I agree. It eliminates that need to constantly feed coins into machines. Yeah, the pressure's off. Yeah. Right? You can just relax. Yeah. Okay. Let's step into the future a little bit here. Okay. So the source pointed out that, home automation has been around. It had. But thanks to smartphones and this increasing accessibility for sure of smart home technology, it's really taking off. It's becoming mainstream. Yeah, so we're talking Internet of Things, where everything's like interconnected, controllable through the internet. Exactly. So it's not just like fancy gadgets. No. It's about like convenience, efficiency, even safety. Yeah. So like, what are like some concrete examples of like what people can like control? Well, think about lighting. Okay. Heating, security systems, all from your phone. So you have like a command center. Essentially. Their home. Yeah, and it's not just individual homes anymore. Yeah. This is being integrated into buildings, cities, industries. It's everywhere. Okay, so for the entrepreneur out there, what does this mean? Like, how can they tap into this? So for entrepreneurs in related fields, like renovation, IT, it's a natural extension of their existing services. Okay. Imagine a renovation company offering smart home integration as part of their packages. Okay. Yeah. Or an IT firm. Right. That specializes in setting up and managing smart home systems for their clients. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So it's about like adding value. It's adding value. Staying ahead of the curve and helping people embrace all these possibilities. All these possibilities. That this technology is creating. Yeah. And for aspiring entrepreneurs, I think there's a growing market for specialized services within this whole smart home ecosystem. So what would be like an example of that? So think about custom installation. Okay. Technical support. Right. Educational resources, especially for consumers who are new to this technology. Oh, right, because it can be, like, intimidating. It can be. To figure this stuff out. Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. We have. From
From delivering packages to reimagining
Arcades. Right.
Right.
It's been quite a journey.
Yeah, we've explored all these different low investment business ideas that could spark, someone's entrepreneurial journey.
For sure.
But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to continue our exploration of even more exciting possibilities, including riding the health and wellness wave.
Yeah,
and uncovering the hidden potential of some classic but effective services.
Looking forward to it. Back for more.
Yeah, I'm really interested to dig into this whole health and wellness thing.
Okay.
Like, it feels like everyone's talking about it.
It's everywhere.
But like, what are the actual like business opportunities there?
Right.
Beyond just the hype.
Yeah, well, the source definitely emphasized that. Like, people are just becoming more health conscious in general, and they threw out a bunch of ideas.
Okay.
Like fitness-focused restaurants, healthy vending machines, even subscription boxes with workout snacks.
I like the idea of like making healthy choices more accessible and convenient,
Absolutely.
But I think it's more than just like slapping a healthy label on something.
Right.
Like how do entrepreneurs actually like tap into this trend in a way that's like authentic, and really resonates with folks who are trying to live like a genuinely healthier lifestyle?
Yeah, I think that's such an important point.
Yeah.
Like, integrity is key here.
Okay.
Consumers are smart. They can spot a marketing gimmick a mile away.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really about offering genuine value.
Okay.
Transparency in terms of ingredients, sourcing, and I think, most importantly, like a genuine passion for promoting well-being.
Yeah, so it's not just about like selling something. It's about like...
It's about a philosophy.
Yeah, like sharing a philosophy, a lifestyle.
Yeah, a way of life.
Okay, I like that.
And understanding that this market, it's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to think about addressing diverse needs, preferences, lifestyles.
So like give me an example.
Like maybe you create a meal delivery service that caters to specific dietary restrictions.
Oh.
Or a fitness program designed for seniors. Something like that.
Or what about like a mobile juice bar that pops up at like farmers markets?
Ooh, I like that.
Or community events, something?
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's about finding those niche opportunities
right.
and providing solutions that are both healthy and convenient.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of practical solutions, the source also brought up a couple ideas that they admitted weren't as quote-unquote flashy.
Okay.
But they said they're still viable with low investment,
right,
tutoring, and advertising distribution.
Okay.
So tutoring, I mean, this is about leveraging your knowledge, your skills, right?
Yeah.
To help other people succeed.
Absolutely.
And in today's world, like with such competitive academic landscape, there's definitely a demand for that like personalized learning support.
Huge demand.
Yeah.
So think about like specialized tutoring services for students with learning disabilities or creating online courses that cater to specific subjects or age groups.
Yeah, so you can really niche down.
Niche down, exactly.
And then advertising distribution, I honestly thought like that was kind of like a dying industry.
Yeah, you would think with digital marketing and all that.
Right, exactly.
But, there's still a place for those traditional forms of advertising.
Okay.
Especially for those local businesses.
Okay.
Targeting specific geographic areas.
So the source pointed out like restaurants, shops, event organizers, they still use flyers, brochures.
They do.
To reach their target audience.
And sometimes, you need that tangible presence.
Yeah.
To grab someone's attention.
It's true. It's true.
So think about like creating a service where you design, print those eye-catching flyers, but then you also help businesses strategically distribute them.
Oh, okay. So you're combining the digital and the physical.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
You're finding those gaps where those traditional methods still hold value. And then you're innovating to make them even more effective.
Okay, and both of these like tutoring, advertising distribution could be like great side hustles.
Absolutely.
Like you could test the waters.
Yeah.
With entrepreneurship.
Dip your toes in.
Yeah, while still having like another source of income.
Exactly. It's a great way to start.
Okay, cool. Let's go back to the fitness boom for a sec.
Okay.
So this time, the source was talking about like capitalizing on this demand for personalized fitness guidance, but beyond the gym.
Interesting.
Right. And I think this is really interesting because, like, a lot of people are looking for alternatives
For sure.
to those crowded gyms or expensive personal trainers.
All right.
So, like, what are we talking about here?
So this speaks to this rise of these specialized fitness programs.
Okay.
Right? Catering to specific needs,
Yeah.
goals. So there's a shift away from that one-size-fits-all gym model towards something that's more personalized, more holistic. Yeah. And they talked about the flexibility of this business model.
Okay.
You know, you could offer in-home training, outdoor boot camps. You could partner with gyms that subcontract their trainers.
So, like, some examples.
Like, imagine creating a fitness program specifically for new moms.
Okay. Yeah.
Or partnering with local businesses to offer lunchtime yoga classes.
Oh, I like that.
Things like that.
Yeah.
And we can't forget the role of technology in all of this.
Right.
Online coaching platforms, fitness apps, they're exploding in popularity.
Yeah.
Makes it so much easier for people to access that personalized guidance.
Right. Like anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere, anytime.
Okay. So technology is really like a game changer in the fitness industry.
It's a game changer, yeah.
Making it more accessible, affordable,
That's for sure.
Convenient for a wider range of people.
Exactly.
All right. Last but not least, we're going from fitness to food. So the source really emphasized this growing demand for organic, healthy food. And they attributed it to like this rising concern about processed ingredients.
Yeah.
And this desire for more natural, wholesome options.
Yeah. I think that resonates with a lot of people these days.
Absolutely. This ties into that larger conversation about food systems, sustainability, the impact of our dietary choices on our health and the health of the planet.
Right. It's bigger than just us.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So they suggested some possibilities like opening an organic grocery store. Catering to specific dietary needs.
Like gluten-free, vegan, things like that.
Yeah, or even starting a pesticide-free farm.
Wow, ambitious.
Right.
But there's a market for it.
There is, yeah. Like more and more people are reading labels, looking for organic,
For sure.
locally sourced.
Absolutely.
And really paying attention to the ethical practices of the companies they're supporting.
The voting with their dollar. Yeah, it's about aligning your values with your purchasing decisions.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
And supporting businesses that are doing things the right way.
Doing things the right way, exactly.
But I do think like there are some complexities, right, with this whole organic thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it can be more expensive.
It can be, yeah.
And there's this ongoing debate about like food labeling and how do we make sure that organic options are accessible?
Right. To everyone.
To everyone, not just folks who can afford it.
Exactly. It's a nuanced conversation.
Yeah.
No easy answers.
It's a conversation worth having.
It is.
And it's one that more and more consumers are having.
Absolutely. And I think that engagement is what's driving innovation.
Okay.
Creating opportunities for these entrepreneurs who are passionate about changing the way we eat.
Yeah.
And the way we relate to our food.
It's about like creating a food system that nourishes our bodies and our souls.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay, so as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what's resonating with you? Like which of these ideas is like sparking your entrepreneurial spirit?
What's got you thinking?
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by the possibilities in the health and wellness space. Like I love the idea of helping people live healthier, more fulfilling lives.
Yeah.
And that can take so many forms, right?
Right, money.
Maybe it's a fitness program for busy professionals, or opening a cafe that sources its ingredients from local farms. Like there's so much potential there.
I think that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. You know, it allows you to combine your passions with a real world need.
Yeah, and what's been really insightful about this whole deep dive is it highlights this fundamental truth about building a successful business.
What's that?
It's not about like having the most revolutionary idea or the biggest bank account.
Yeah, you don't need a Silicon Valley investor breathing down your neck
Exactly.
to make a real impact.
So what is it then? Like what unites all these ideas?
I think what unites all these diverse ideas, from delivering packages to curating subscription boxes, is this keen understanding of the market.
Okay.
It's about being adaptable, being willing to meet those evolving needs in creative and often low-cost ways.
It's like They say necessity is the mother of invention.
It is.
Speaking of invention, what about you?
Yeah.
Which of these ideas really, like, sparked something for you?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
For me, the ideas around personalized fitness and wellness, they really resonated.
Okay.
There's something so incredibly fulfilling about helping people achieve their health goals and live their best lives.
I love that. And it makes me think about, like, the ripple effect of entrepreneurship. It's not just about building a business. It's about, like, creating this positive change in the world. One customer, one client, one community at a time.
Beautifully said.
So as we wrap up our deep dive today, we'll leave you with this thought. What unique need could you address?
Yeah.
What problem are you burning to solve?
That's the question.
That spark of passion, combined with a little ingenuity and a lot of hard work, could be the seed of your next big adventure.
You never know.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the world of knowledge and possibility.
See you on our next deep dive.